Many people ask who was Idi Amin. However, Idi Amin was a military officer in the British colonial army before Uganda gained independence in 1962. He was born around 1925 in Koboko, a small village in northwestern Uganda. He rose through the ranks of the Ugandan military and became a prominent figure in the army during President Milton Obote's first term. Idi Amin rose to power through a military coup in January 1971, during which he ousted the democratically elected government of President Milton Obote. In January 1971, while President Obote was attending a Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Singapore, Amin led a military coup and seized the power, overthrowing the government.
The members of the Uganda Army and Air Force decided to take over from the civilian rule because of the last arrangement which were made by the Dr. Apollo Milton Obote to disarm the whole tribe of Uganda except his own tribe, Langi and Acholi. And also, that is the point which brought all this problem.
Amin's coup was initially welcomed by some Ugandans who were dissatisfied with Obote's government, but soon his brutal regime would become apparent.
I will well and truly exercise the functions of the head of government of the Republic of Uganda, so help me God.
During his regime, Idi Amin ruled Uganda with an iron fist, implementing a brutal and authoritarian regime. He was known for his erratic behavior, grandiose statements, and violent actions. Amin's rule was characterized by human rights abuses, political repression, and the widespread use of torture and extrajudicial killings. One of the most infamous events associated with Amin's rule was the persecution and expulsion of Ugandan's Asian population in 1972. He ordered the expulsion of nearly 80,000 Asians from Uganda, which had significant social and economic consequences for the country.
These Asians were brought by British here to Uganda. Therefore, the British and those, they are responsible to look after those Asians, because I have got also difficulty in Uganda of economy. And as I have said when I took over, I will make sure that before I hand over the government to another government, I must reorganize this country properly, and this is a part of my program to follow. I am the best friend of British, and your best friend is the friend who tells you your mistake. And that is why I said that the responsibility of Asians in Uganda, it is the responsibility of Great Britain. Thank you very much.
Uganda's President, General Idi Amin, makes it clear that he expects Britain to look after the Asians of Uganda, whom he no longer wants. Ever since the President's decision to expel all Asians who are not Ugandan citizens, the British High Commission in Kampala has been besieged by thousands of Asians trying to clarify their national status and seeking assurance that they'll be allowed to enter Britain. About 80,000 Asians will have to leave, and the great majority of them, at least 50,000, are holders of British passports. These are the people who were given a choice of citizenship when Uganda became independent in 1962 and who chose to remain British. In normal circumstances, if they wanted to settle in Britain, they'd have to obtain an entry voucher, A British passport alone is not enough. But in the present emergency, they're now demanding that Britain immediately honours the promises it gave them 10 years ago.
Are you one of the people who will have to go because of what President Amin has said?
Yeah, I'm one of them. I'm holding British protected passport.
What do you think will happen if you stay after the 3 months?
That is what I heard the government said. They are going to take the action. Either they will take to me the court and ask me more questions that why you've been here
What do you
after
think would
3
happen?
months. That I cannot tell. It depends on the government law, what they're taking an action against me.
Do you think the British government is going to help people like you?
Yeah, yes, well, because I'm holding British passport. The British government is going to help me.
You think they'll have to take you?
Yeah, but anyhow.
Why have you come here today?
Yeah, I came here to see what is happening because I'm holding British passport and I may get in trouble.
Will you have to leave because of what the President has said?
If he say I have to leave, what I can do?
Do you think Britain will help you?
Yes, because I am a technician and also I am interested. I am working with British men. My boss is British. I think they will help me.
I was Africanized. My job was Africanized. I have given notice on the 15th November. Africanized and press this copy, producing a copy of a certificate to the British High Commission that my job is Africanized. Dear sir, will you please give me now voucher? Then I got reply, wait, your constant review, go and go.
So
there is no satisfactory answer from this British government.
What are they going to do for you?
I don't know. I just spoke to him, my dear sir. Now it is I will be without job, You say no, constant review, But what the people will do when they are out of job, what they will eat? They will eat stones.
Do you all think that the British government is going to allow so many Asians into the country?
They are going to reshuffle them. They will reshuffle the people.
How do you mean?
Some will be sent to Australia.
Amin's regime also saw the involvement of Uganda in various regional conflicts, including the invasion of Tanzania in 1978, which ultimately led to his downfall. Tanzanian forces, along with Ugandan exiles, ousted Amin from power in 1979. He fled to exile in Libya and later settled in Saudi Arabia, where he lived until his death in 2003. Idi Amin's rule left a lasting impact on Uganda, with the country facing significant political, social, and economic challenges even after his ouster. He remains a controversial figure in history, known for his brutal dictatorship and human rights abuses during his time in power. Idi Amin's idea to invade Tanzania was one of the bad ideas, since it marked the end of his dictatorial rule in Uganda. His army was defeated and forced him to run to exile. He first landed in Libya and later in Saudi Arabia, where he died in 2003.